Hi, my name is Nathan Suazo, and today I'm going to show you how to replace this old vanity light with this home decorator's light. These are the tools we're going to use for the vanity light installation. You definitely need safety goggles so you don't get sparks in your eyes, a voltage tester, needle nose pliers, a different set of screwdrivers, Phillips and flatheads, a level to make sure the light is going to be level. These are wire cutters. And these are wire strippers and cutters, and a stud buddy in case you need to see if a stud is in the way during the installation. So now that you've unveiled everything in the box, make sure you have all the parts. We're going to get to this mounting bracket right here. So first we have to remove these screws from the fixture body. And then you're going to take off the other 3 screws on the underside and one up here. And then we have this thing called the spanner. This is for when we put the lenses on. Now the directions say to put the lenses on first, but I'm saying let's do that at the end because it's gonna make it too heavy. You're just gonna have to be extra careful when you're working around these LED lights. Use the spanner to remove this large nut here so we don't damage the LED. And then we're gonna do this at the end. I'm just showing you how to do it now. It'll be much easier to show you now here on the ground. And just put that down in there, use your spanner to tighten it down. And we're gonna do this at the end because these lenses are really heavy. It's gonna be a lot of weight you're working with while you're wiring this thing up. So we're gonna do this later. So now we're gonna take out the other screws to get to the mounting bracket. We'll take off this one. There's the mounting bracket, but we still got to get the other 2 on the bottom. So we just lift off this light body here. Be careful with your lights. And there's our mounting bracket. And here are our wires, which we're going to wire up here in just a minute. Okay, first things first, let's turn off the power so you don't get electrocuted. When I work by myself, I work off the switch. If I'm working with other people, I turn off at the circuit breaker so there's not miscommunication and this gets turned back on and you get fried. First step of removing the old fixture is remove the old light bulbs so you don't break them. When you're removing the old fixture. So now we're going to remove the old vanity light, and we have these 2 anchor bolts right here. And they usually will just loosen up, but in this case, they're on there pretty good. So just take your needle nose pliers, and there it goes. You can see it turning. How long is that screw? Okay. So now we'll do the other side. Hold this fixture so it doesn't come flying off the wall. Still got wires attached. Okay, now we can pull it off gently. There's our wires. So now take your voltage tester and double check that this is not hot. We're good. We got a little false alarm there. Hold it. Just undo these counterclockwise, these wire nuts. In there. Now we can mount the mounting bracket. So as you can see, we have a new legal outlet box. The prior box, or actually there wasn't even a box here, it was just this wire coming through the wall. This is not up to code. When it's just coming through the wall, it has to be inside one of these outlet boxes so we don't have a fire. So if you want to see how that's done, look at our other video. Now I'm going to show you how to put on the new vanity light. So now that we have a wire coming through in this legal box, we're going to gently cut down the center of this wire and take off this insulation. Try not to cut yourself. And then pull it back and just get in there and cut it off. And we could go ahead and get this ready for our wire nuts now. Just take it here. I think that's good for now. We may need more. Just go to the 14. There you can see that's enough for our wire nut. And let's put on the mounting bracket now. Just gonna go through here and we're gonna line up. You can see there's two holes, one on the outside, one on the inside. We're gonna line up to the inside one so we can level this thing. So just line it up. Take your screws. And then let's get the other one in. Okay, now let's level it. Well, there's a little bit of the blue ring sticking up, so we can actually push it up to cover it. We want to make sure it's covering the ring and not exposed. So that's the first thing. And then once you get it level with the bubble, then we can tighten it down. There we go. Now just tighten this bad boy down. Little beyond hand tight. Okay, so now we got to put in these anchor bolts to stabilize. So just make your mark here. Then we're gonna use our drill bit to set our anchor, so it has to be smaller than the anchor the drill bit does. Make sure this is level. It's level. Okay. No stud there. Still level. No stud there. Take off this. Let's loosen it a little bit. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to put in our first anchor. One down. Put in our other one. Okay. Get your level again. We're going to line it up. Okay. So we'll put in our first one. Then just tighten these guys back. Now we can put on the front plate. So first we'll hook up the ground wire so we can get this thing rolling so it goes this way. Okay, so now we're gonna mount our lights. But first we gotta wrap this ground here. That will actually help us. Don't let it go yet. But first let's tighten it down. Okay. Now don't leave it too long hanging there. It looks like it's going to be okay. So let's just wire this thing up really quick. So first I'm twisting this where it's a little, see how this one's frayed? I'm twisting it. Then I'm going to take our wire nut, and it goes clockwise. To tighten it, it's just like you're tightening down a screw. Okay, you don't want the copper sticking outside of the, so here, this is fine. It's inside the wire nut. You don't want copper sticking out like that. That would be another violation. Building code violation. you wouldn't pass inspection if that copper is sticking outside the wire nut. And then we're going to tighten this down. And since I'm working by myself, I want to test it real quick. So I'm going to hit the switch. And voila, we got lights. So now, we're going to gently lift this up and push all those wires in. And these wires are going to stay in the back. And now we're going to mount. Now we got these 4 little screws here. Okay, let's check the lights again, make sure they're working. Woo! So now we can remove this plastic and this little tag here. And now we'll put on the lenses and we'll be done. Let's just double check that it's level. And there you go. Awesome. Okay, so let's take off these little nuts here. Push this through nice and gently. We're going to do this to all 4 of them. Should only take a minute. Okay, we're going to test the lights now. Voila! Okay, so that's how you install the Ice Cube LED vanity lights. Let's get to the next project.